Hello everybody and welcome back to Mindful and Physical Therapy based workouts. We're going to do a full body with light weights. So 3 pounds, can be even lighter, or you can use whatever you find in your house. And we're going to focus on posture, shoulder organization, shoulder girdle. So shoulder blade stability and rotator cuff activation. We'll integrate that in a nice full body workout. So let's get started on the mat. And we'll have a shoulder width stance. We're gonna just take a moment to place the feet nicely, spread the toes, and feel the tripod of big toe base, small toe base, and the heels pressing down. We're gonna need that nice space to build up through our legs. So pass by your knees, your hips, extend your hips, open them to the front, drop your tailbone, activate pelvic floor, pulling the navel in, and make sure your pelvis is in a neutral upright. And then make sure too that the rib cage really is stacked upon and not behind. The ribs are closing and connecting to the navel. The shoulders are now opening, just really sitting nicely on the rib cage. And as you're holding on to your weights, you just want to feel a little pull into the shoulders, into the shoulder joints, and lengthen through the neck. And then we're going to just start with moving the arms all the way up and open to the side. And moving all the way up, you can have the thumbs up. That's going to make it a little nicer for the shoulder joints to get centered and to activate the rotator cuff balancedly. And we're going to breathe through and just focus on the movement of the shoulder blades. So you want to feel wide, spread out in your upper back. And feel like the shoulder blades really are supporting the arms and the weight of the arms. So you'll feel from underneath the shoulder blades the activity of your serratus, the different parts of the trapezius, and keep the length through the neck. And then we're going to just go into a squat, and we're going to scoop it up from here. Still moving through space with that resistance of the weights. Scoop it up. Breathing, activating pelvic floor, activating core. Be very mindful, so not too fast here. And think of the ball moving in the socket of the shoulder joint. Opening through your pecs. Closing the ribs, but really open through the chest. And then just one more here. And then we're just going to have the arms palms up and down. Opening here and palms up and squat. Still spreading your toes out wide. Very deliberate and intentional. So the palms are turning. You're going to face them up. And you're going to face them down and back. Very functional. The combination of flexion elevation with the external rotation and then extension and internal rotation. So go all the way up now and all the way back as far as you're not rolling the shoulders forward. And 2 more. And 1 more. And now we're just moving one arm forward and we're switching back and forth, still turning. And meanwhile, you're feeling the glutes engaged, your back extensors alongside your spine are engaging to keep the stability here. Four more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then just come up and inhale here. Roll your shoulders all the way up and over, down through your back. And then roll down your spine, pulling the navel in, rounding in, and inhale here. And exhale, rolling back up. And then go into a squat. Take the arms forward here and then into a right angle. We're going to go up and forward and up and forward, up. And we're going to add the opening here. Think posture. And this little squat really is just an athletic stance. So don't go far down because you don't want to bend over too much. You want to be pretty upright. Forward, extend, bend, open, extend. And of course, at any time you feel overwhelmed by the weights, drop them and just work with your own body weight. Check in with the shoulders, with your centering of the joint. So there shouldn't be any clicking, any jumping. You should just feel smooth. And then just one more. And then we're going to go into an extension to the back and all the way up and back and up. Reach back. And 2 more. Shoulders back. And 1 more. And then hold it here and bring it all the way up. And circle into that extension. Palms are facing forward throughout. Breathing through, check in with the feet and the toes. Keep them long, keep them spread out. And 4 more. And 3. 2. And 1. And then take that into a nice roll down. Rolling back up, pulling the navel in. And now step the right leg out all the way. Left hand down, reach up, and bring it back. Opposite side. And reach. And reach. Make sure you're turning from your torso so the shoulder will be aligned. So opening through the chest so you don't end up with losing your arms somewhere up here, cut off from the rest of the upper body. So really turn and twist into that opening. Gotta release the pecs here again. Breathing through it. Elevate your heart rate. I'm gonna go a little faster. One more time to each side. And then stay here and inhale. Roll the shoulders all the way, rolling down. Just playing with the knees, bending and extending, releasing your lower back, releasing the glutes, also giving your head a little wiggle, and then slowly rolling up, pushing the feet down. And lifting up tall, checking in with that posture. And then we're gonna have the weight on the left foot, and we're gonna have the hands to your chest and go into a little lunge, and then just step it back. Little lunge, step it back. And shoulders placed, ribs closed. And we're gonna push up, bring it back down. Push up, be here, and arrive. Well organized. Working the legs, working glutes, pelvic floor lift, presence, stability. You need your core to link the upper body and the lower body. And then we're gonna stay here and go into arms, scissoring, 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 and start to bounce in your lunge. 10, 9, 8, shoulders back. 7, shoulder blades down your back. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and coming back. We're gonna just take a side bend other side, and then bring those weights back, and stepping back into your lunge, going down, coming up, lunge, coming up, step, coming back, and push, arrive. Pushing that standing leg down into the mat, into the floor. And 4 more, abs in, ribs closing. Last 2. Last 1, and then down, and we're gonna have the scissoring and bouncing. Don't go too fast, so you still want to think posture, placement of the shoulders, shoulder joints, being centered, supported by the rotator cuff. You want the alignment of the legs to be focused on. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. And then let's step out the right leg and go all the way over here into a nice stretch. And take it back. Left leg all the way over into a nice stretch. And bring it back. And then we're going to turn around and inhale. Exhale, roll down. And walk out into a plank. And now just sink into your shoulder blades and push out. And sink into your shoulder blades and push out. So shoulder blades nice and wide. Now let them collapse a little bit. And then pull out. And let them collapse a little. And pull out and push out. 1 more. And then bend your knees and push forward, and you want to reach that pulled out, pushed out position right away. And come back and find that great stable position of the shoulder blades apart, pulled away with your face, elongate it through your neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release back. Take a breath here, dropping the tailbone and widening your lower back, reaching into the shoulders, getting some length into the shoulders. And then we're gonna lie down onto the stomach and take the arms down, facing down on the mat, and inhale. And on your exhale, you want to pull the shoulder blades back and just lift all you can lift, even navel pulling off the mat. And then inhale, just dropping down. Exhale, lift. Lengthen all the way. You want to feel that width through your shoulder blades again. And again, if the weight feels too much here, just leave it on the floor and just work the arms and focus on the placement, focus on the form. And with each repetition, you get a new opportunity to connect, to scan through the body, to explore different areas. So we're working back extensors and glutes. We're working shoulder stability, shoulder blade stability. And we'll do 2 more of those. Keep the length through your lower back, so you want to reach the tailbone away and shorten in the front between pubic bone and navel. And then just bring the weights back onto all fours, and we'll do a nice cat stretch. And a nice cow stretch. And one more cat. And a cow. And we'll be on the right hand, and we'll have that left elbow tucked in, and then we're just going to extend right leg and left arm and come back and reach and come back. Again, well placed in the shoulders, pelvis in a neutral and centered. And we'll have 4 more of these. Work the triceps on the left arm. Keep the right elbow in a micro bend. And then one more. Lots of core, lots of abs. And we're going to go straight into the other side. Tucking the right elbow in. Now the weight distributed between the left hand and the right knee. And extend. Making sure that left elbow is micro bent again. You got the abs close to your back. And one more here. And then back. Now backtracking to the plank. Now in just a little more peace and quiet, you just collapse into the shoulder blades and then push them out. Try to not round it into a cat stretch. This is not it. The spine stays neutral and only the shoulder blades just collapse. And then you separate them and you let them slide together and you separate them and find the length all the way up to the base of the skull, so all the way through your cervical spine. And then just one more. And then we'll take a twisted stretch here, just because it's nice. It gives you that width between the shoulder blades too. We want to mobilize the upper spine, so thoracic part, and then come back. And then we're going to lie down onto the right side, reaching the right arm up, making sure you're comfortable on that. And then reach the left arm up. Now inhale here And on your exhale, try to lift the legs and feel really strong and supported in the left shoulder blade. So you can't go that far. And go down again. Thinking of reaching the left arm up to the ceiling, just a little bit. And if that doesn't work for you, take the hand down, left hand down, to give you some stability. So side core, shoulder activation, shoulder placement. We'll have side, neck, close the ribs, engage your pelvic floor. Last two. And last one. And then bring it back, and we're going to turn onto our backs. Making sure you're placing your pelvis in your neutral. The elbows are tucked in here. And you're going to slowly transition into a tabletop. So careful when you transition to already be really ready in the core so you can lift up here. And then extend arms up, legs up, and come back. Very mindfully off the shoulder blades, pressing into the mat. Very aware. And you're working abs, you're closing the ribs. Now remember what we did on the all fours and in the plank, the spreading out of the shoulder blades, the width through your upper back, the centering of the shoulders. Very similar here. And you want to feel the connection between your chin and your chest. Exhale as you extend to deepen the abs, pull them in. Deepen, lifting all your openings into your abdomen. So vaginal and anal opening, closing into your body, into your center. Two more. And one more. And then the legs stay in the tabletop, arms up here. And then the right arm just goes up overhead. And you bring it back. And you add your left leg. And bring it back. Very focused on the shoulder movement. Keep it neat and organized, lengthening through your neck, connecting in the front. So you need to be connected and shortened in the front to keep the length in the back, the posterior chain. Last two. Lots of abs. Last one. And then switch sides. First, just the arm. And then add the leg. Got 5 more here. 3, 2, and 1. And then pull the knees in. Relax the hip flexors, circling around your lower back. Now feel your shoulder blades in the mat, elongate through your neck, maybe even a little wiggle if it feels locked. And then circle the other way. And then bring the feet down. Open the arms. Let the legs go side to side, the knees, and push through your hips to open and release those hip flexors. And even the obliques, sides, the abs, and other side. And then turn over onto the left side. Gonna have that right arm up. You try to find your stability here. Inhale, and on your exhale, lifting the legs and the arm reaching up. Good, and inhale. And then exhale, reach. And inhale. Check in with length, with connection, stability. This is very subtle work. Challenging on the balance, so you need all the stabilizers in place. Feel the support through the shoulder blades, so that right arm feels strong up there. Pull your abs in to support, to stabilize. Last 2. And 1. And then come back onto your back. Well done. Now we're just going to have the arms in a right angle, slightly off the floor. The feet are hip width apart, placed on the mat, connecting into the mat. Like really feel they're grounded. The knees heading up to the ceiling. And then do a small internal rotation, just as far as everything else can stay in place. I'm saying small so that you're very mindful of how far the shoulder joint actually can go without involving the whole shoulder girdle. So you don't want to just let the whole shoulder blade peel off, but it's actually connected into the floor all the time, as well as your shoulder joint staying centered. So without the ball pulling or pushing forward in the socket, you think of pulling it back into the rear cuff. Just do some nice centering work here. All very beneficial for your awareness and your posture. Time to elongate through the back of the head too. And even with a light weight, this might all of a sudden kind of get difficult and challenging. And then reach the arms all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Tuck your chin in. And we're just going to crunch up here. So you want to peel off your thoracic spine and then drop it down vertebra by vertebra. Inhale. Now we're going to go all the way up here to open the shoulders and chin to chest. Now check on the pelvis and see if you can keep it in the neutral. Since we're not going further up, you don't need to tuck in, so you can keep your hip flexors as released as possible. Dropping your sacrum down into the mat. And then from here, we're just going to go left, right, left, right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then open out to the side. Feet wide apart, mat width at least. And then go into twisting and enjoy. And twist and enjoy. And you want to get that all the way up into the thoracic spine, into the chest. Really opening and moving through. And then wrap it all over to one side. Drop your weights and come up into seated. And bring the shin slightly forward to release over your legs. And slowly coming back up, planting your sit bones into the mat. Now this is one more opportunity to think into your posture, to feel the length from behind your head, the back of the head, from your neck all the way up. The shoulders are sitting on the rib cage, nice and relaxed, open in the chest. And you feel that lift from your pelvic floor and your core up. And then let's take a deep inhale. And trace your midline. And again, thinking your spine being really upright, long, strong, holding you up. And thank you so much for joining. Well done. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of the mindful and physical therapy-based workouts. Hope to see you soon.